Alright, so Alan Ritchson has been talking about joining the DCU for a long time now, and honestly, he's been a fan cast for Batman for the longest time. I actually have a video talking about the 5 reasons why he would make a great Batman. But in a recent interview with Screen Rant, he talked about what he's kind of looking for and who he should play in the DCU because it doesn't look like Batman is in his future. He doesn't want to play this clean-cut, smiling poster boy for the DCU. He wants to play a character who's a lot messier. Someone complicated, someone who's trying to figure out what the line between doing right and good actually is, and doing it the hard way. So today I'm ranking the top 5 DC characters that would fit that vibe perfectly. And if you like the video, make sure you smash that like button, it really does help the channel out, and if you really like the video, make sure you subscribe too. Let's get into it. Now coming in at number 5 is Wildcat. This is a fan favorite character for sure. He's one of those street level heroes who never needed cosmic powers or billionaire toys. He's just a boxer, he's a fighter, he's a guy who learned life one broken knuckle at a time. Now his story does have a lot of scars with it, like he's an aging athlete just trying to stay relevant to everything, he's a mentor who's made mistakes, he's also a man who knows that violence isn't necessarily a heroic thing, but uses it because it is what he has to use. He uses what he has to get the job done and to protect people. And I think that that is something that makes him more human and more easily, relatable than maybe someone else in the DCU. Now keep in mind, he has trained heroes like Black Canary, and depending on the adaptation, James Gunn could even make it to where he actually trained Batman. Think about that. And also keep in mind, he's not this graceful character, he's not shiny, he is real, rough, and grounded, and like I said earlier, he's definitely relatable. Now, Ritchson's physical presence and emotional weight would make Wildcat feel like a gritty, human anchor in a world of gods and capes. So if James Gunn really does want the DCU to feel lived in and authentic, Wildcat could be a good doorway. Number 4 is Hawkman. Now Hawkman has been around for centuries and his whole story is basically built around tragedy. Now one key factor here is this is a guy who has lived many lives. He's lived throughout centuries and he's seen and done a lot of things. He's falling in love, going to war, dying violently, only to be reincarnated and do it all again. He is exhausted with his destiny. And because of that, he's so intense. He doesn't waste words, he doesn't forgive easily. He goes headfirst into every confrontation as if he remembers every single battle that he ever lost. Now, if you really think about that type of character, you can relate that really hard as far as Ritchson and him being Reacher. If you've seen Reacher, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the more that I'm talking about Hawkman, that's starting to make a lot of sense for Ritchson to play. Because Ritchson has that exact energy to bring that out, like the controlled storm behind his eyes that you see a lot in Reacher. And then visually, Hawkman is one of the coolest heroes that DC has. He has armor, he has wings, he has ancient weapons. It's cinematic by default. It's always gonna look good. Now, if Gunn wants to show a DC universe with history, Hawkman says this world has depth, it has ages, it has ghosts. So Hawkman could be a good, catalyst to go even further back into the DCU and see all these other different heroes that are back centuries old, or however he wants to do it. Coming in at number 3 is Deathstroke. Now Deathstroke is a character that everybody knows, everybody loves, and it's a shame that we never got that full-on Deathstroke character in the DCEU, but hey, the DCU, wide open. Now Deathstroke is a guy that every superhero fears, not because he's evil, but because he's so efficient in what he does. He's a tactician, he's a strategist, he's a professional, he just gets the job done, even if the job is morally brutal. So what makes him messy isn't his violence, it's his life. He's a fractured father, he's a husband who failed the people who needed him most, a soldier who was trained to be a weapon and is trying to be a person. Now Ritchson could bring this quiet severity, that feeling of a man who is basically always calculating the worst case scenario of things while still trying not to drown in guilt. And visually, the Reacher level intensity and the Deathstroke armor, instant icon. Like that is something that I want to see in the DCU, hands down. Whether it's Ritchson or not, I want to see Deathstroke. Number 2 is Orion. Now Orion is one of the most powerful, emotionally driven characters in DC. So if you don't know who this is, he's actually the son of Darkseid. Yes, the big bad of the DCU, Darkseid himself. Orion is his son. So keep that in mind before I tell you what I'm about to tell you. Orion was traded away and raised in a world of peace and enlightenment, so every moment of his life is a contradiction because remember, his dad is Darkseid, the literal embodiment of tyranny and cruelty. So Orion wants to be good, he wants to be noble, he wants to be a hero, but there's rage in him. because of what his dad is. A raw, genetic, cosmic violence he's constantly fighting to keep contained. Now, Orion isn't just strong, he's emotionally dangerous because Ritchson can absolutely play a character who wakes up every day wondering if he's going to be a protector or a monster. And I think that duality is something really exciting. And if the DCU brings in the new gods again, Orion could be one of the most mythic, Shakespearean, tragic heroes we've ever seen in basically comic book movies. This is the kind of role actors dream about, and I know a lot of people see Ritchson as either Reacher or even Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State. So giving him this opportunity to play this really emotional character and giving him all this range, that's something that I'd love to see. And that way he's not like, typecast as only a person that's like Reacher or something like that. This one really excites me. But the number one pick is Midnighter. Now this is the one. Midnighter is a super soldier engineered for violence, but he isn't mindless. He's sharp, he's calculated, he's smart. He's always 5 moves ahead in a fight. Now, he's also the guy who says, I already fought this battle in my head and you already lost. Now, who does that sound like again? I just said that I didn't want them to typecast Ritchson as like Reacher again, but I mean, that sounds like Reacher. And we've seen what he can do with that character. But the key to all of this is that he's not violent because he's broken. He's violent because he was built to protect people in the absolute worst scenarios imaginable. So his sense of justice is passionate and personal, but it's not always gentle. Actually, most of the time it's not gentle. And emotionally, Midnighter has walls. He has layers of humor, bravado, sarcasm, all those things covering a very real vulnerability and longing for connection. And that is just prime Ritchson territory. Like I said, this character has the things that we love about Ritchson as far as Reacher goes, but it also gives us that thing of what I want to see personally, of him going out and really showing what he can do as far as acting. And another thing to really think about as far as, bringing Midnighter into the DCU and having Ritchson play him is that representation matters. If you know who this character is and what he represents, this is going to be a big deal for a lot of people. Gunn wants bold, fearless storytelling. He's introducing Midnighter, and Apollo could redefine what superhero relationships look like on screen. We all love the team ups, but we want team ups that actually make sense, right? We want team ups that, Batman and Robin make a lot of sense. That's like probably the best team up as far as comic book characters go. But if we have Midnighter and Apollo doing their thing over here, like that's something that could turn into something special. So as far as Midnighter goes, this role could really help Ritchson, show that he can be strong, sarcastic, he could be dangerous, compassionate, broken, and also a character all about healing. Everything that he said that he wants to be in the DCU, Midnighter might be the one. But those are just 5 of my picks. I know that there are so many more characters in the DC universe that Ritchson could play, and probably at the end of the day, the odds are he'll play someone different. But I want to know from you, who do you want to see Ritchson play in the DCU? Is there anyone on my list? If it's not, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, check out this one right here. I'll catch you in the next one.